According to the Uganda Wetland Atlas, wetlands cover 11% of the country's land area, but this is decreasing due to encroachment. There are 8,613 gazetted wetlands in Uganda, which government is committed to protect, with Lubigi being one of them. Some residents occupy land without water and have lived there for years, questioning whether their land is considered a wetland. So what is a wetland? According to NEMA, a wetland is an ecosystem with three main components: soil, water, and organisms. Wetlands can be permanent, saturated with water, or seasonal, where water levels depend on rainfall. Examples include marshes, swamps, and bogs.
The water in the wetland can be on the surface, can be on soil, but also can also be groundwater. So as NEMA, we look at the entire hydrology. Sometimes it's not the water that you see, but there are many characteristics of a wetland.
Emmanuel Busobozi, Principal Environmental Officer for Water and Wetland Resources, says wetlands play key roles such as water purification, wastewater treatment, flood control, as well as acting as sponges that regulate water flow.
Because there are components in wastewater like the trace elements, the lead, arsenic, which cannot be removed by artificial systems, but natural systems such as wetlands, they do that. When it rained, if you're driving in Kampala, there are some places you'll find flood even with a very small rain. It means the wetlands that used to hold that water have been removed, so these surfaces are actually not holding water. So a small rain like this, you'll see a flood sprout. So it's very important for controlling flooding.
Busobozi warns that destroying wetlands risks reducing fish population and could lead to the extinction of species that rely on these wetlands.
So when they extinct, that means you'll see even these animals and birds begin reducing or even dying or migrating, and that's one way we don't want to go. Wetlands also act as carbon sinks because they have plants and everything. So it helps us regulating the climate and taking in these other emissions that we release.
On September 2nd, 2021, the government issued a permanent ban on approvals for developments in wetlands. NEMA reports that no permits have been issued since then, although there are claims of ongoing unauthorized developments in these areas despite the ban.
But before we came in, those apartments had already been approved by the local government and the NEMA of then. So I cannot undo what was already done in the past. The law does not work backwards, it works going forward.
For government projects such as road construction in wetlands, an impact assessment must be conducted. If the assessment finds potential harm to the wetlands, the project is halted. NEMA is advising those planning to buy land to look for papyrus-like vegetation, which typically grows in wetlands, and to check for waterlogged areas. But intending buyers can also visit NEMA for a free verification to determine if the land in question is a wetland.
The availability of water in a place is one thing that can help to tell you that there's a wet. It can be seasonal or permanent, but that's one key identifier you can use. But for clarity and technical backup, these agencies like NEMA and the Ministry of Water and the Department of Wetlands can help you now mark, because land is normally demarcated.
Last month, NEMA said blaming the organization alone won't solve the problem of wetlands, but rather requires collective effort. NOBERT ATUKUNDA, NTV News.